Hi, my name is Tony, and I am the Aquatics Director here at Junior Cross Webster Scout Reservation. For the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to give you an introduction of everything that you need to know while using the waterfront here at camp for the up and coming week. Now, you come to the waterfront for a lot of different reasons. You can come here to have fun. You can come here to play on our Saturn or our water slide, or you can earn merit badges. But there is one thing that is more important than any of all those other things, and that is the most important thing at the waterfront is safety. So for all this other stuff to happen, we must do it safely. Now, the Scouts BSA have the best water safety record of any organization in the country. The reason for that is that we use something that they probably don't use at the YMCA or your town pool or at Hammonasset Beach. We use something called the buddy system. Now, what is the buddy system, you might be asking? Well, I'll tell you. The buddy system we use in camp all the time. You're with your buddy on land so that you're walking around. So if you get tired and you're on land, what do? You sit down. If you're swimming and you get tired, what do? You sink. Okay, so therefore the buddy system tends to be a little bit more important in the waterfront than it is when walking around. So you are, in a sense, your buddy's personal lifeguard. It is your job to keep your eyes on your buddy at all times. Now, if your buddy starts to struggle in the water, should you try to save them? Well, the answer is no, of course not. It's your job to yell for help so that the actual trained lifeguards can jump in and save them. Okay? The second thing you should do after you yell for assistance is that you should kind of get away from your buddy, because what he's going to try and do is grab onto you and use you as a personal flotation device, and that usually doesn't end well. So you are, in a sense, all honorary lifeguards. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, promise to be an honorary lifeguard, and watch over my buddy at all times. All right, congratulations. You are now all honorary lifeguards. Now, each of you will be issued one of these. It is called a buddy tag. Okay? I often refer to it as your ticket. I call it your ticket because you can't get into the waterfront without it, and you cannot get out of the waterfront without it. When you're not using it, it goes on our buddy tag storage board, which is that big white board that is located directly in front of the life jackets rack. Find your campsite number, because nobody actually knows the names. Find your favorite hook, and this is where you store your tag when you're not using it. Now, please note that our tags are kind of made out of paper, so they tend to fall apart if they get wet. So do whatever you can to keep the thing as dry as possible so it doesn't fall apart. So when you finally want to go swimming, you're going to get your buddy. You're going to get your buddy tag. You're going to go up to the gate, and there, cue the music, you will find the dreaded yellow chain. Now, you are not allowed to touch the yellow chain. You are not allowed to go over the yellow chain, under the yellow chain, or through the yellow chain. I'm going to say this again because it's very important. Never enter or exit a swimming or boating area unless there is a lifeguard there to let you in or out. Okay, that being said, so you've passed that test. You've got your buddy tag. You've got your buddy. The guard has let you through the gate. They're going to place your tag on the board. Now, you will notice on our board, now this is missing a row, but there's a set of double hooks side by side. And over here, a set of double hooks side by side. This is where you're going if you're going in with a buddy, a single buddy. Now, some people are lucky enough to have more than 2 friends, so you may want to come in as a triple. If you come in as a triple, which means 3 people, which is odd, you will place your tags to the far right, where there is a set of 3 hooks. You will notice that one of them is missing in this situation. I'm not sure if you can see that on the video or not, but it's the row to the far right of the buddy tag board for each area. Now, please note, if you are a blue swimmer, you can go into the blue area. If you are a blue swimmer, because there's red on your tag, you can also go into the red area. However, under no circumstances is a red swimmer ever allowed into the blue area. All right. Now, so you're going to check in with your buddy. You're going to stay within 10 feet of your buddy at all times. 10 feet is not a very long distance. It's the height of the floor to the top of a basketball hoop. Right now, I know most of you can't jump that high, but if your buddy was sitting in the hoop, you should be able to at least jump up and touch his dangling feet. All right? Hang on, I got an interference in my thing. Okay, good. All right. So you must stay within 10 feet of your buddy at all times. Remember, you are his personal lifeguard or her personal lifeguard or their personal lifeguard, and therefore you need to be keeping your eyes on them at all times. All right. Now, during free swim, you will occasionally hear this. Buddies, 1, 2, 3, hold them up. What is that? What that means is that you are going to grab hold of your buddy's hand or wrist, and you are going to hold it high up in the air. If you have 2 buddies, obviously somebody in the middle has to hold up 2 hands. Second thing you're going to do is you are going to stop talking. In other words, don't make any noise whatsoever. And finally, stop moving. In other words, do not change location. If you do these 3 things, the buddy check will only take a matter of a couple of minutes. If it's really crowded, it might take a little bit longer. But if you don't do these things, it could take hours, sometimes even weeks. So please follow these 3 basic rules in order to get the buddy checks over as quickly as possible. When you hear the whistle blow twice, we will yell, swim, and then you can go back to having fun and splashing around again. Or if we blow it once and yell, or is it 3 times? I'm not sure. Whatever we blow the whistle and yell, oh, that means it's time for you and your buddy to exit the swimming area, come up to the board, and check yourselves out. All right. Now, this is a diagram of our basic swimming area. The blue area is over your head in all spots. That's why you have to be a good swimmer to go in there. The red area is over your head, basically where this blue bar is now appearing. It's designed that way so beginning swimmers can jump into water over their head, but quickly swim to a spot where they can put their feet down and rest if they need to. And then finally, the white area is basically there for building sand castles or for people who really like to cheat at polar bear. Okay. Now our diving board, unfortunately, has gone away because we have a new dock system and we just could not attach a diving board to it. So now head first diving, that means where your head hits the water before your feet do, is only permitted from the far edge of our A-frame system. So you would be diving in towards the shore. That's the only place that you can do a head first dive. Do not do head first dives from the sides or from the front area, but only from this back area here are you allowed to do a head first dive. And more than one person can jump in at a time, which I guess is the one advantage of not having a diving board anymore. All right, so you're going to, as I said before, you're going to check in with your buddy. You're going to stay within 10 feet of your buddies, and then it's going to come time for you to check out. So you're going to check out your buddy, which means your buddy should be right next to you, not at the other end of the dock somewhere. So you will come up to the board. You will grab your tag after drying your hand slightly. You will grab your tag. You will step aside. You will let your buddy grab his tag. You will show the guard. He will open the gate. He will let you out. And then you can go on and do something else like go canoeing or go get a free fall jacket or go off and shoot something or chase something or whatever you people do when you are not at the waterfront. All right, so that's the basic for free swim time, which occurs from 3 to 5 and 7 to 8 every day. During those same times, we have an open boating period. In order to go boating, again, you're going to need a buddy. You're going to need a buddy tag. And more importantly, you're going to need a life jacket. Now, our life jackets come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. You want to make sure that you're picking one that is properly fitted to you. The way that you tell is when you have it on and buckled up. If you put your thumbs underneath the shoulder straps and lift up, it should not come up to your head or farther. Okay? Generally, they're arranged on the life jacket rack so that all the smaller ones, up to 110 pounds, are to the far right side, and then they get larger as you go to the left. And the far left is large triple XL jackets, which are for very large adults. Please do not take one of those jackets unless you're a very large adult. They're designed for people up to about 300 pounds, which means that you could probably put two people in one, but that's not acceptable. All right, so if you are a blue swimmer, you can use all the boats that we have, with the exception that in order to use a sailboat, you must know how to sail. If you are a red swimmer, you are restricted to rowboats and paddle boats, not paddle boards, but paddle boats. And you may go out in a canoe if you are accompanied by a blue swimmer. If you are a non-swimmer, It doesn't mean you can't go out in a boat. We just have to make special arrangements for you to do that. All right. If you're going in a boat, you check in with your buddy. If you're going on a paddle board or a kayak, which is single person craft, you're going to buddy up with a boat as opposed to buddying up a person. So you and your buddy are in different boats or on different boards, and you must stay within 30 feet of each other at all times. Please stay away from the spillway where the lighthouse is. Please stay out of the coves where we cannot see you. And when we ring the bell 3 times and scream all boats in, please bring your boat back to shore. If you used a paddleboard and got it full of water, please drain it out. If you used a kayak and got it full of water, please drain it out. If you use a sailboat, please make sure you put them back in numerical order. They're numbered 1 through 13 and should be arranged so that the boat 1 is on hook 1 and so on down the line. All right, then you're going to return your equipment. This is what I was talking about before. Drain your boats, put your paddles away. If you use the sailboat, please make sure you roll your sail and stick it in between the booms so it's not flopping around. Do not leave rope hanging in the water, and please do not leave the dagger boards inside the wells of the sunfish. All right. Also, and this is important, this does not only apply to boating, this also applies if you're using any of our water toys, which is our slide or our Saturn. You are required to wear a life jacket on those devices as well. Please leave your jacket on and buckled until you have checked out of the area. That means do not take the jacket off the second that you get out of the water and start walking towards the buddy board, because we're just going to make you put it back on and buckle it up again. So please make sure you do not unbuckle it or remove it until you have checked out of the area. And then finally, check out with your buddy. Now, if you look at this picture closely, and I know it may be a little bit blurry because of the way where we're filming and how, but it is very neat. All of the jackets are arranged by the same size and color. As I mentioned before, the smaller jackets for the smaller kids tend to be over here. These are up to 110 pounds. Here you basically get your universals, which are good from about 110 up to all the way up to about maybe 200 pounds. And then here on the far right is for the big people. Do not take the big people, even though they're really nice life jackets. You don't get to take a life jacket just because it looks nice. You take one because it fits you properly. And please, whatever you do, do not leave them lying on the ground because then they get sandy and they don't dry out. And there's nothing worse than a wet and sandy life jacket for the next person who comes along and needs one. All right. So that concludes our free boating. Again, from 3 to 5 and 7 to 8 every day. I'm going to talk, well, Monday through Thursday, 3 to 5, and Monday through Friday, 3 to 5, and Thursday, Monday through Thursday at 7 o'clock. So we're going to talk about other stuff. In other words, what do we offer here at the Waterfront? Well, we offer rowing merit badge. We offer canoeing merit badge. We offer swimming merit badge. We offer life-saving merit badge. We offer whitewater merit badge. Now, here's an important thing. If you want, in order to take whitewater merit badge, you already have to have kayaking merit badge in order to take whitewater. So if you do not have kayaking merit badge, you cannot take whitewater merit badge. We also offer small boat sailing merit badge. We offer kayaking merit badge, and then we offer motorboating merit badge. However, again, to take motorboating merit badge, you have to either have a Coast Guard issued or a state issued boating license. And that means at 7 o'clock at night, and you actually get to drive the boat. But you have to have the license first, otherwise you cannot take the merit badge. All right, if you are over the age of 15 and you are interested in getting a professional lifeguarding certification, you can participate in our BSA Guard class. Now, this is a huge time commitment. It's about 3 hours every morning and then another hour or so every afternoon, which means it takes up pretty much all of your time. However, if you complete the course, it allows you to get an actual job as a lifeguard. It is recognized by everybody because it's linked to the Red Cross, which means you can get a job at the YMCA, or you can get a job at your town pool, or you could even get a job probably next year here at June Norcross Webster Scout Reservation. And what could be better than that? We offer snorkeling BSA and paddleboarding BSA in the evenings, Monday through Thursday. Again, if you These are not merit badges, but if you can complete the course, you get one of these lovely patches as well as a lovely card to go with it, which you can sew onto your swimsuit or onto your uniform or wherever it is that you want to put the thing. All right, and then finally on Thursday is our mile swim / Iron Scout. Now, in order to compete in this, you have to train. I will have certificates available tomorrow, or instructions actually tomorrow morning at Flags, which will tell you what the training requirements are. If you do not complete the training, you are not able to participate in the mile swim on Thursday or Iron Scout on Thursday. So please make sure that you pick up one of those forms, or if you have somebody inside doing waiter duty, make sure you pick up a form for them as well so they know exactly what they need to do. All right, and of course, every morning at 6:30 a.m. is the Polar Bear Swim. If you come up 4 out of the 5 mornings, you will get this lovely JNWCampDirector Polar Bear patch absolutely free of charge if you come 4 out of the 5 mornings. If you come all 5 mornings, you will get a special certificate that allows you to purchase, that means buy and pay for, 1 Platinum Polar Bear Society neckerchief. Only people with the certificates are allowed to buy 1 and only 1. So shoot for the 5 and spend some cash and you will have yourself a wonderful neckerchief, as well as become a member of the Platinum Polar Bear Society, which everyone should be striving for. All right. So at some point in the next 24 hours, you're going to be taking your swim check. When exactly it is, I'm not sure, but we're still working on that. If you are a good swimmer, you are going to take what is called our Blue or Swimmer's Test. In order to complete this test, you have to swim a total of 100 yards. That's the length of a football field, right? When you get to the gate, the guard will greet you. He will ask you questions. He will tell you stories, and you will jump feet first into water that is over your head. You will come to the surface. You will swim to the other side. You will turn around. You will swim back. You will swim to the other side. You will turn around and come back. So you are doing 4 lengths of the dock. The first 3, you could use any strong forward stroke, meaning either the crawl stroke or the side stroke or the breaststroke, okay? First 3 laps. The 4th lap, you must use a resting backstroke, which means either the elementary backstroke, which is this thing, so on and so forth, okay? Or you can do a back crawl, which is actually a raising stroke, but if you do it slowly, we'll let you slide. After you complete the 4 lengths, you're going to float on your back for about 10 seconds or until the guard comes out or tells you to come out. All right. If you have questions tomorrow, when you take the test, the guard will gladly answer them for you. Now, if you are not such a good swimmer, you will take what is called the Red or Beginner's Test. Again, the guard will greet you at the gate. He will ask you questions. He will tell you jokes, and you will jump into water that's just barely over your head. If you're not comfortable with really deep water, you can jump into water that's just barely over your head, and then you can actually swim sideways a little bit, like in this direction. How do I do this backwards? And then you'll be in water that's not over your head. So you only have to jump into water over your head. You don't necessarily have to swim in it. And you're going to swim a total of 25 feet. Turn around and swim back. So it's a much shorter test, and you can use any stroke you want. You can use the dog paddle. You can just float on your back and slap the water, or float on your stomach and slap the water, or dive under. Whatever works for you is perfectly acceptable, as long as you're able to go 50 feet and back without stopping. Backing up to the swimmer's test, important note, it has to be done non-stop, so please do not hang on to a dock at any point during the test. You can touch the dock with your finger, but do not hang on to it, okay? And then finally, if you don't know how to swim at all, when you get out in there, just show the guard what you can do, and you can come down for swimming lessons, and we'll teach you to swim better so that you can outswim the sharks. All right. So most of you have been probably sitting around in your basements playing with TalkTick or checking your Insta, whatever it's called. So you may be a little bit out of shape. So when you jump in there to take that swim check, take your time. So It's not a race. Don't jump in there and start swimming as fast as you possibly can, especially if you're doing a bad crawl stroke, because you're going to tire yourself out, right? Even if you go running every day, it's not the same muscles that you're using when you're swimming. So take your time. Number two, if you're like me and you sink and not float, swimming can be a little bit more difficult. Therefore, you're better off using the strokes like the breaststroke or the side stroke because they tend to be less tiring. And of course, once you're on your back, you're home free because that's a nice, easy resting stroke. All right, I can't ask you for questions because you're not actually here. But I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. And we'll see you sometime really soon so you can take your actual swim test. Don't forget to see me tomorrow morning at Flag so that you can get instructions for Iron Scout, and the mile swim so that you can participate in it. All right, thanks for playing. Have a nice day, and we'll see you all real soon.